Good morning, sunshine. Welcome to Morning Inspiration with Friends with our host, Miss Inspiration. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe as you sit back and listen.
Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone is having an amazing day today. It is your girl Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. We are here with another episode of Morning Inspiration with Friends. I am your girl. I am here right now, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, trying to balance everything out so that I don't get burnt out because that is very, very important. So, today I want to talk about something that dropped into my spirit yesterday. And I wrote it down and it said, do something with the information you have. How many people out here, you probably have already purchased courses, you probably got books, you got degrees, you got a whole bunch of information, and you're doing nothing with it. Like nothing at all. And so we want to talk about what should we be doing when this happens? What should you do when you have all of this information and you haven't done anything with it? Well, the only thing that you can do is take action. It's really time for you to take action. We have there are some people that hoard a bunch of information. They store it, they never share it, they never use it. They just go around. I've actually been in spaces with people that have gone to conferences that they have absolutely no interest in, but they just collect it. I'm a person that I will go and collect information because as an adult educator, I'm always in the conversations with individuals that are looking to explore and navigate and figure out what's next. And, I tried this and this didn't work. What should I do with this? So I do that in sharing my information with the people that I know that I'm personally not going to use. And then sometimes I've ended up using it. Like I went to like a whole season of mortgage information and just buying another home. In my mind, I was not going to buy another house until I got married. And God had other decisions and he made other ways. And I was able to purchase my second property in 2023 by myself. So sometimes you have your plan and you're like, oh yeah, I'm only doing this because I'm going to help others, which I have. I have truly helped many other people and just been able to now eventually put that information into play for me. So that could be your situation, but whichever one you are, I want you to remember that information without action is just storage. And that's what I'm talking about. That first group of people, they just go around and they just get all this information and they're not doing anything with it. You're just storing it. So you're full of knowledge, but you're still stuck in the same place. Nothing is changing. Nothing is moving forward. There's no progress. You don't even have data to say that this didn't work because you just did nothing. So the only time information can change our life is when we actually turn that information into action. So I don't know, and I've said this several times over probably the last 7 years. We have to like go back to those journals that we had, the first journals. I still I still have some of the notes from when I was working with a coach back in 2021. I still have the notes from when I worked with my first life coach in 2015, right? And a lot of the things that I have been doing are not new thoughts. They're not new ideas. These are things that I just tapped in to that information that I had stored in a journal and a book that was not being used. And I just put that into action. So when you already have this information, you got the blueprint. You don't need any new blueprints unless you are trying something brand spanking new. There is no reason for you to go out there and get anything new. There's no reason. You probably have gone through conferences, workshops, self-paced courses, live courses. You have purchased books. You have gone places, and you still have not done anything. And then you're sitting around saying, well, why am I in the same space? How come I'm not progressing in life? Because you're doing nothing with that information. I would rather you take that information, try it, and fail versus you take that information and just do nothing with it, right? So I want you to think about that. The second thing is that we also use this as as an excuse to avoid starting. People would say, you know what, Tanisha, I need to go get another course, and once I get this course, then I'll be ready to start. Right? I need some more time to do some more research, right? I just need a little bit more first. If those are the things that you are constantly saying, then that means that it is fear. Now, sometimes it is wisdom. Sometimes God is going to, like I said, some of you have brand new endeavors that you have never embarked on. You have no resources. Right now, you could transfer, right? Transferable skills. We can always use transferable skills, but sometimes it is nice. I'm going to give you a perfect example. I think I told y'all I started UGC, User Generated Content. Started that back in January. I purchased an ebook in December. And I read through the entire ebook, took action from that ebook, and I saw results from that. When I realized as I was working on the different projects, it was reminding me of public relations. On the other side, right? I'm on the side of I'm trying to get to work with the brands, but I worked as a public relations, a junior publicist at one time when I right out of college. And I remember, and it was just like, some of this stuff is quite familiar, right? Some of this information I have knowledge of. Like I knew certain terminologies, but I didn't know the full blank, right? So there were certain things that I was able to transfer, and there was new information that I needed to learn. And then like I just had like an amazing coaching session yesterday that a coach, I didn't meet with them to discuss anything that I had already known. I met with them to discuss another part of UGC that I was exploring, but I was not getting any traction. And this person worked with me, sat with me for an hour. We went through everything, new information. That is okay because it's something brand new, but I still was able to acknowledge I'm still transferring some things from what I already know. So I don't want you to feel like you can't go and learn something, right? But how soon after you learn this information are you taking action? I'm going to be honest. I met with her yesterday at 3:00 Central Standard Time. By 5:00, but by 6:00, we had discussed creating new gigs. She had given me steps on how to improve my gigs, the ones that I already had established. And I literally updated my profile on the platform on the platform that she had discussed with me. And I was able to take action. Now I have not seen the results of it because even she said, give it a week. Put these out there, give it a week, see what happens. But what I did notice when I looked on here this morning before I got started with you all, I am already getting views. People are already clicking on my profiles, on my gigs. Even the ones that I had before, they were not popping up, right? They were not popping up. I was getting some views, but that was like when I first joined and I first did this. And so now from last night to this morning, even the two that were already there, because I made improvements already, I was starting to get more views, which means that if you are in the space of being presented to potential clients, then that means that your chances of getting a client, a paid client, is going to improve. So yes, use the time that you need to research, but question yourself. Are you doing this because you are trying to delay this? You're trying to avoid actually getting started? Or is this going to actually be a new avenue, new information, and new resources that you can actually take place? So once you decipher that, it's going to determine if this is a wisdom move or is this a fear move. And I'm gonna be honest, for a lot of y'all, it's a fear move. A lot of y'all doing the same, y'all going to the same conferences, y'all doing the same work with the same people, and you still haven't taken one action. And like I said, I used to be a moderator for a YouTuber. And when I was a moderator for that YouTuber, this person did masterclass on top of masterclass and did one-on-one coaching. And you saw the same people watching the videos and the lives engaging, then you saw them in the masterclass engaging, and then you saw them sign up for his one-on-one engaging, and then you see them a whole year later and you're like, so what have you done with this information? And they was like, I haven't done anything. So you just invested thousands of dollars, you invested hours of your time, and now you're going to sit here and tell us that a year later that you haven't done anything? Yeah, that's a fair move. It's a fair move, right? So I want you to realize that. The last thing I want you to do is I want you to realize that action is going to reveal the next set of instructions. Even if you fail, you have now data. It's going to unlock some clarity. Even when you fail, you now have data, and that is going to unlock clarity. The clarity is going to either tell you your audience is probably not right, maybe your visuals are not good enough, maybe you need to improve on them, maybe you can work on a new video. You have so many different ways that when you take that action, you can now look at the information and now you can make some distinguished steps or take some distinguished steps for the next action, right? So you're not going to always get the full blueprint at first, but you're going to now eventually take those steps. And then it's going to be like, oh, okay, now I know what I can do next. Now I know how I can do this better. But I want you to realize, if you have all of this information, if you got a journal somewhere and you are just holding on to this journal and you keep writing in this journal and you keep writing the same plans in this journal and you're not taking action, this is the time. Your next level might require you to have less information. This next level might really be for you to just take more action on the information that you already have. Some of you have already absorbed this information. It's like you can probably teach these classes because you have literally read it and read it and read it. It should be pouring out of your pores, but it's not because you're not taking action. How can we be successful? We keep saying that we want success. We keep saying that we want $100 gigs and we want $1,000 days, but we're not doing the work. We're not taking the action. You're stopping at the research. You're stopping at the courses. How are you going to take action? And I'm guilty of this. I have been in spaces. I have invested money, hard-earned money, cash, and I did nothing. Because I was doing the imposter syndrome, I was self-sabotaging, I was creating all these different narratives in my mind, and I'm telling myself this is not what I'm capable of doing, and I'm just like allowing myself to just stay in this, you're never going to do it, Tanisha, you're never going to be successful. But you just paid thousands of dollars for someone to coach you through, someone to give you the blueprint, and sometimes they was up here copying and pasting, sending me the messages, say exactly this, and I still wasn't doing them. And I couldn't be mad at the coach. I couldn't be mad at the teacher. I had to be mad at myself because I had to be the one that took the action. So for many of you, stop. No more courses. Go on a 3-month detox from purchasing any new information unless it is a brand new endeavor. And I'm probably going to challenge you on this one. You might not even need to start that new endeavor until you see the last one through. Okay. When you see the last one through, then you can go for new information. I know you don't like that idea. You don't like that thought. But this is what's going to be helpful for us. So I definitely want you to take action. Action. Lights, camera, action. Hey, sorry. Sorry, y'all. But so seriously, right? So I want you to share with me down in the comments, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're on Facebook or anywhere else, what's one thing you already know how to do, but you haven't started yet? What is one thing that you already know how to do, but you have not started yet? What is that one thing? And let's have this conversation because I want to know why. Why haven't you started? You already know how to do this. So why haven't you started it? You keep saying that you need change. You say that you want change. You need more money. You need to get into a better environment. You need to be in a better mental space, emotional space. Then why haven't you gotten started? Let's have that conversation. Drop that down below, right? So I am definitely going to continue to encourage you. Because again, I don't want us to keep going out there. And like I said, I am a person, I sell digital products, I sell courses. But the last thing I want is for someone to go out there and to just keep purchasing, and just adding my materials to another vault that they're never going to actually apply. That's not going to be helpful for you. And it doesn't make, I don't feel great. Like some people feel like I'm one of those people. I'm like, I teach classes. Like last month, I did a Google Workspace. So January and February, I did a Google Workspace. I had people sign up, pay, like legit pay, and never signed in, never logged in. I can see no one's ever never viewed the replays, and it was just like, dang, like I wonder, like if this person is someone that really needs it. You know, are they blocking themselves? Are they sitting at home thinking that they're gonna never get a new job, but they're not taking the action with the information that they signed up for that was available because I showed up and I was ready to show up and show out for them and they didn't come to retrieve that information. That bothers me. And God is still working on me with that one because I know he understands. I have to understand people take action when they're actually already, right? So that's just something that I would love for people to like do better. All right, y'all. So I am your girl, Tanisha Janae. We'll be back here tomorrow with a Throwback Thursday message. And then I'll be back here live on Friday. And we're going to just continue having this amazing conversation. But like I said, drop that comment below and tell me what is something that you know that you are already good at. You already know how to do, but you haven't started yet. Let's have that conversation, and I'll see you guys again on Friday. Have a good one. Be well. Be blessed.
Wow, Tanisha, that was a powerful message. I hope everyone was blessed by today's message. Listen, if you are not tuned in, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Meet us for morning inspiration with friends every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m.-ish CT time. See you next time, friend.